Hi everyone. I was asked about a fly for really hot, really bright conditions for the still waters, and this will be one of my first picks there. It's the fluorescent yellow booby, fished on a fast intermediate line, varying the retrieves. So obviously, look, the booby lure, if you like, is a lure, is one of, I guess, the most successful fly patterns for stillwater trout since it was invented. These are tied in a size 8 heavy wet hook. I like just a little bit of length in the shank to keep away from the eyes. I think you get better hookups, and it's actually a barbed hook, but I will be debarbing it before I go fishing. It's one pattern that fish tend to take them deep, so it's no harm to debarb them. So yeah, why fluorescent yellow? Just works. It's as simple as that. Apart from the eyes, everything on this is fluorescent yellow. You could probably tie it with yellow eyes, but I find the white eyes are better. Let's get to tying one of these anyway for someone who maybe is new to tying them. So it's going to take a size 8. You can tie them in different sizes, obviously. I'm going to use some fluorescent yellow thread in 8/0. I'm going to tie the eyes in at the end, not at the start. So I'm going to run the thread right the ways down the hook, and I'm going to get some fluorescent yellow marabou. So I'm just going to take a pinch from the base here for the tail. It's a bit shorter near the base, so it's a way of using it up, and I'm twisting it to make a sort of a rope out of it. Just makes it easier to cut it and deal with the waste. I normally like to wet that part that I'm not tying in as well. Sorry, the part that I am tying in. It just makes it easier. So I'm going to measure it up a little bit longer than the length that I actually want the tail to end up as, because I'll be pinching it to length. I'll catch that in, trim off that piece there altogether, and trap it all down. So just tease it out a bit and just give it a pinch, and that'll get you your length. And you can always make it shorter if you want. Okay, so that's your tail. You could add flash to it. I might add a bit to the wing, alright. And then I've got some fluorescent UV yellow hackle, synthetic hackle, and I'm just going to pull a little piece out of the tip of it here so that I can catch the thread on the core. Okay, then I'm just going to stroke back those fibers, and again just evening up my body and bring it up here to where I'm tying in the wing. So I'm leaving a little bit of space here, maybe 3 mil space for the wing and the eyes. So this is very easy tie. You just wind this stuff up the body. Now if you feel yourself that it's too long, this is quite a long one, you can trim it after. Okay, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I find that the material is soft enough in the synthetic hackle, I'll leave it, but if it's a bit spiky, I might trim it a bit. Trim that off. And just tidying everything up here. Like so. And then I'm going to do the wing. So I'm just going to come up here, pull some marabou out to the side for the wing. Let's see if I have enough there. You can always add another bit anyway if you want to. Again, I'm just going to wet this and twist it along, and then have a look at my wing. And again, I want to tie my wing a little bit longer than it's going to end up. Trim off any waste here. You want to have a good base for the eyes, so a few turns there. I'm just going to slide my hands down the wing, pinch it, and keep pinching until you get to length. So I like to wet it and see, so it's a little bit long still. So you want it, the length of the tail or maybe just a tad longer, like so. That will give you plenty of movement in the water. Now you don't have to do this, but you can add a strand of pearl flash. And just snip off a piece here, or a yellow pearl flash if you want, into the wing. So catch it in. So I'm catching it on my side here, and the thread down, and I'm just pulling it around to your side. Let's rotate this just to make sure I have it on the side. And then again, you can cut it a little bit longer down the wing and trim it after if you want. Okay, I'm just wetting it so that just moist my fingers and wet it just to see what it looks like. I'm sure I'm happy before I move on to the next step. Okay, so because it's a biggish fly, I'm using a large eyes. I pre-made this from some booby foam cord. The Vineyard one is particularly one I like. It's kind of squishy, it's easy to work with. Or you can buy pre-formed ones. These are just ones I made. If you want to know how to make them easy enough, Lindsay Simpson on his YouTube has a video on making the eyes, which is quite good. You just need 1 or 2 bits and pieces. So I'm finding the midway point on these as close as I can, and giving it a couple of turns. Right, so one eye looks a little bit bigger than the other, which I don't want, so I just move across and have a look, and that's about right. Okay, so give it a couple of turns in the middle. Now this is easier with these larger, so they're about 8mm, these eyes, and just a couple of turns of thread and they get locked on top. Okay, so keep your wing out of the way, and you just figure of 8 turns. So I like to do 2 or 3 one way, 2 or 3 the other way, and I like to get 1 or 2 behind, come back through, and then the ones on the front, I find a couple of turns on the front really locks it in place. Okay, now they're probably not going anywhere, but we'll add a bit of glue, so I'll in a minute. Get your whip finish too. Okay, pull back. And just keep the eyes out of the way, really. There you go. Snip off your thread. And then I'm going to add a bit of glue. So I do find that for the super glue for this, that the one with the brush is handy. So just turn it upside down here, and all you have underneath is just exposed thread, which is fine. There's no need to do anything with it. And then I just find the brush is handy here because I'm just dabbing on. And you can, if you want, I'm not going to, but you can, when you rotate it up, you can split the eyes. Okay, you can push them apart and put a dab in there as well. As I say, if you want, you can come in with the scissors if you think. Put that back in position. If you think these are too long, you can come in with the scissors and trim away anything that you don't like the look of. If you might be thinking it'll affect your hookups or something. So if you make sure you're happy with the fly. And there you have a fluorescent yellow booby. I want to try going into the hopefully warm summer months.